I am now down 13 pounds in 2 weeks, and I just want to kind of talk to you guys about how I did it. Like I talked about in the last week's video, I lost 11 pounds in 10 days, and that was really just fasting. I did, I think, one 24-hour fast, and I would eat 1 meal a day. You can go look back at that video if you want to know more about the diet. But I was just eating 1 meal a day, and the biggest thing is really just my portion sizes. A year ago, several months ago, I was doing 1 meal a day, but it was a lot more food. Or even if I was like, oh, I'm just gonna have 3 tacos. Well, I'd have 3 tacos and then a couple bites of like enchilada and then some guacamole and cheese dip and then dessert. So even though in my mind I was like, okay, I'm just gonna have this, my volume was a lot more. Now my portion sizes are just so much smaller. Like I just had 1 roll, nothing extra after that last week. This week I had half a burger, a couple of French fries. Just my portions are just so much smaller. I would have loved to have been able to change my diet 2 years ago, 20 years ago. Like, this is the way I've been wanting to eat. I've eaten this way before, and I've been trying to get back to that. And I knew before it was so much easier. It wasn't so hard. Whereas like the past 2 years, it's been like, okay, I've got to figure this out. So I finally am really changing my diet, and I just kind of want to share with you guys all the things I'm going through, how I'm finally eating in a way that helps me towards my weight loss. But I also don't feel like I'm struggling every day. I'm not tortured every day. I'm not having to like resist all these things that I want. I'm eating the things I want to eat and doing the things I want to do. I'm not fighting myself. And I knew that this was the way, because every time I've lost weight in the past, this is how it felt. It wasn't like I'm, fighting myself on things. And it's really about the inner work. We all know, I think, what our diet should look like, what our portion sizes should look like. And once we get the inner work done, then the diet stuff is how it is for me now. And, I so badly want to be like, hopefully it'll stay that way. But then that goes into the whole energy thing. So the reason why I'm able to change my diet now is because I've completely changed my energy. Every time I've lost weight, I was in a place of just loving life right now, being okay with things right now, not needing anybody or anything to do anything or be any certain way. I was just happy in my own skin. And this was before the weight came off. So I became happy and content and from a place of abundance, and then the weight came off. Every time I've gained weight, it was coming from a place of fear, worry, doubt. My dominant energy was all of the negative stuff. And then that's when it was like the weight just started piling on. And a lot of times it was like I'd lose weight, and then I think I'd kind of have a fear of like gaining it back, or fear of, I think I was kind of like afraid of losing the thing to fight for. Like for so long now, weight loss has been my battle, my thing that I've been fighting for. And I think after I'd lose weight, it'd be like, okay, I think I'd have this sense of worry and doubt and fear that, okay, what am I fighting for now? And I think that was very subconscious. Like I knew something was off, and I was trying to fight it, and it just made it worse, because what you resist persists, right? So now I know it's all about our energy. So how do I change my energy? If I could go back 2 years ago and, give myself the step-by-step process, this is what I would do. It's kind of like a navigation system. You have to know where you are now, like put in your starting point, and then find your destination. And then, but you have to know where we are right now. And so I think it's really just acknowledging, okay, like this is where my head is at. This is my dominant energy. I'm constantly stressed. I'm constantly worried, constantly in fear, constantly in these low vibration energies. And I think if you go back to my videos, probably over the past 2 years, it's probably like, oh, I'm so stressed. And, I'm like aware of it. I'm trying to change it, but it still just was in a worry, stress, completely, more negative, low vibration state. The reason why it was so hard for me to get out of that negative state was because I hadn't done the inner work. I mean, this whole past 2 years has been a process of the inner work, but just really the past month and a half, I'm like really kind of figuring out what that inner work is, what that means. And it's really about looking at what our triggers are in life, the things that kind of frustrate us or stress us out, and really start pulling at that thread and finding the answer within ourselves, because we can't control any external circumstances. We can't control anybody else's energy. And what I was thinking about yesterday is like, you know what? I have so much inner work to do on myself that I don't have the time or energy to try to change anything on the outside, need anybody to be any certain way. It's kind of like, when you're just like in such a good mood, things are going so great, someone can cut you off and it's like doesn't even bother you. But when you're in a state of stress and worry and angst and all of that, someone cuts you off and it's so easy to kind of get frustrated. And it's really because it's like when we're in that negative vibration, when we're coming from that place of need, a place of worry, a place of fear and doubt, then it's like we're not changing our vibration, our energy on our own. So we're needing other people to do it for us. We're needing people to be extra kind to us so that it changes our vibration. But instead, we're in control of our vibration. No one can change our vibration, our energy, except for us. All of that to say that being in that happy place, being in that abundant place is where I found that I'm able to lose weight and do it like this, where I don't need the food because I'm filling myself up. And I think I actually said that in a video last year, and I didn't know the inner work. I hadn't done the inner work, and really like found the answers within myself. And so now I'm able to actually eat the way I want to eat because I am changing my vibration. I am changing my energy. I'm not needing anyone to do that for me. So really kind of know what our triggers are, and we have to protect our energy. So if something doesn't make us feel good, what you resist persists. So the more you try to resist that, or the more I've noticed that I try to push back against, the worse it makes me, the worse it makes me feel, which all leads into, that's when I'm like, I don't know why, I need to eat a pizza. I'm going to start my diet tomorrow. And that's where that comes from, is being in that negative energy. It's a way to fill the cup back up, because when we eat, it's like, okay, like, I hate to say it, but it's almost like, okay, happy place, comfort, like relax. And that's the way we change our energy, is with food, or that's the way I realize now I've been changing my energy with food. And so all I have to do is change my energy outside of food. And it sounds so simple to just be like, be happy and think good thoughts, but it's not really like that. It really takes a lot of inner work. It's been, 2 years in the making, and especially the past month and a half has been a lot of, really seeing the hard truths and working on things on the inside and figuring it all out. And yeah, so it's just, figuring out how to change my own energy. Going back to the external world, for me, this is a big part of my inner work. Is it's so easy to look on things on the outside in day-to-day life, external world, other people, and kind of be like, put the blame on them for keeping me in a negative energy. What I've learned is that the outside world is just a reflection of the inside world. So because I feel stressed and, I'm in doubt and fear, it's getting reflected back to me in day-to-day life, you know, and the more I feel that way, the more it gets reflected back, the more I end up eating. And so I really have to protect my energy. So it's learning how to not need anyone to be any certain way or do anything. And it really kind of gives you your power back. Just like, you know, when you're in such a good mood, someone can be rude to you and you're like, oh, you know, you're a little bit more compassionate. You're a little more like, oh, you know, they must be having a hard day. Otherwise, when you're in like that state of stress and fear and doubt and all those negative energies, it's just like, why can't they just be nice? You know, da, 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 da. And being aware of that and not needing people to be a certain way. And I think the reason why I kind of got so external was because I gradually had taken focus off of myself and put it everywhere else. And it's kind of like finding love. You know how when you are so good in here, it's like, you know, I don't even know if I want to date right now, or, you know, I don't even know if like you're just okay where you are right now. That's when you find love. That's when it happens. Like when you stop looking for the remote, that's when it just like, oh, here it is. It's not needing any certain result or anything to be any certain way. It's about being at peace with things no matter how they turn out, and knowing that, you know what, it's going to work out. Whether things go towards a result that I want or not, it's going to work out, even if I can't see it. And it always does, doesn't it? Like, even if it takes a long time, the more we kind of relax into things and we're just kind of centered in our own self, the less we need things to be a certain way. And we just know that, like, eventually it's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. And things aren't really that serious. Like, life is good. We're here to have a good time, enjoy it. And negative things that happen, just let us know what our true desires are. So it's easy sometimes when negative things happen to kind of go down the rabbit hole and you know, try to wrestle the bear to death, like try to figure it out. But that's very external, and I'm learning to remember to, like, you know, it's not my responsibility to change anything on the outside world. Like, you know, it's a reflection of me. So all I need to do is focus on my inner world, focus on where my energy's at. I feel like this can like come off like so woo-hooey, but I remember when I first started this channel, the whole reason why I started this channel was because I was trying to lose weight, and I remember thinking, okay, we all know, you know, what a good diet is, what we need to exercise, be more active. We know what healthy foods are. We know what portion control is. There is something else that we are missing, and I wanted to figure it out. And I think this is it. It's just the energy that we have about ourselves, and it's the dominant energy, because, you know, life happens. So your energy is going to go up and down, but I'm working on keeping my energy higher up. And that means when negative things happen, not giving attention to it, not trying to spend all my time trying to figure it out, but letting things be okay where they are. It's going to be okay. You know, things really aren't that serious. Life is good, you know, kind of stepping back and seeing the bigger picture. So, yeah, it just, like, you know, it kind of puts me at peace to think about that. Like, because there's been so much stress and so much going on the past couple years, it is, you know, when you step back and look at the bigger picture, it is comforting. Like, hey, you know, the grand scheme of things, like, everything works out. It's all going to be okay. And that goes to bringing my energy up. And then, surprise, I don't need a lot of food. I don't feel like oh, I gotta have this pizza. Watch me go have pizza this weekend now. Actually, this, so earlier this week I did have pizza. I had Domino's thin crust and it was amazing. And I did eat a little bit more, and I noticed, looking back, I was having a little bit of need in my vibration, a little bit of wanting a certain thing, a little bit of needing something. And so afterwards I became aware of it and I was like, you know what? Okay. And worked on just focusing on my thoughts and thinking about great things and putting my attention on good things and what I want, because our thoughts create our future. Where our vibration, where our energy is, that's the broadcast that we're sending out. It's like a radio station. The energy we're at, our thoughts lead to our energy, which leads to our emotion, and that is the energy and signal we are broadcasting out into the world, and it gets sent right back to us. So it's kind of like, there's a happiness radio station and a not so happy radio station. If we are constantly thinking negative thoughts and we're in a negative energy, we are tuned into that radio station and we're going to hear and get everything back to us that's on that station. But if we just focus on positive energy, being good where we are right now, especially with our weight, because I still want to get down to 110, 120. I'm not sure yet. I'm 5'2", so it's hard sometimes to like look in the mirror, and I know that I need to be happy now. I need to make peace with things now, be content with things now. And it's hard because this weight loss thing has been, it's gone on for so long now. It's so big that it's hard to kind of be like, to not be like, oh, I don't like this, I don't like that. But when I do that, I am aware of it. Like I get the little tinglies, like, ooh, I know I'm not supposed to be doing that. So then I'll just kind of be happy. Like, you know what? Like, look for things that I like about myself now, and just mostly paying attention to my energy. Am I coming from a place of like, no, like I need to really, really like where I am right now? That's needing a certain result or things to be a certain way. And just kind of relaxing and being like, it's going to be okay. I know that my energy is most important, and feel that energy of, this is really great. I'm trying. I'm really not giving up on this. Like, I mean, it's been 10 years since I started this channel, and it was like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And I mean, that's, that's pretty awesome. And it's like allowing your mind to go to that good place where it's like, hey, like, this is pretty great. Like, I may be here now, but I'm still going at it. Like, what a accomplishment to be like, I'm still on this weight loss journey. And how much better is it that I'm like, I've had some times where it's like, okay, I'm not going to worry about this weight loss thing right now. But all in all, over 10 years, like I've never really let go of it. I never really like stopped fighting for it and trying to figure it out. And like those thoughts, those things, and they're genuine, it has to be genuine. It's not like coming from a place of like trying to fool myself or kid myself, but it's those things that kind of allow me to be happy now, because then that puts me on the right radio station so that I get more of liking things right now, liking the way things are right now. And then the last thing about changing our energy is really switching from an external mindset to an internal mindset. And that goes into not needing anything, not needing anyone to be any certain way, not needing anything from the outside world to be or do anything. And I wish I knew who this guy was, but I saw a reel where he said it's about finding our purpose in life. And our purpose in life is to create the person that we admire most. Create the person that we admire most, and then become that person and deliver it to the world. I thought that, to me, I was just like, whoa, I had to listen to it like 5 times. Like, how beautiful is that? And that goes into bringing our attention on our inner world. And then once we work on the inner world, then the outside world reflects to us those things that we feel. So anyways, that's kind of where I'm at right now. I'm going through all the inner work, learning how to be happy now, no matter what weight I'm at, no matter, whatever circumstances, just being happy now that I have so much to be grateful for. The fact that I was in that place, it's like, oh gosh, I have so much wonderful things to look at in life. It doesn't mean that I can't want to get fit and be in shape, because I do. Instead of needing it, I need that to feel good, to be happy. It's not that, it's just a preference. Kind of like if you go shopping and you have a million tops, but you're like, what? I think I like that one. That's all it is. It's just like picking out a shirt. You don't need it. You have a million. You could be okay without it. You're not going to think twice about it if you don't get the shirt. Well, I don't know, maybe. Maybe that wasn't a good example. But, it's picking out which pair of shoes to wear for the day. If you choose not to wear that pair of shoes today, you're not stressed about it. You're not worried about it. You can wear them tomorrow if you like. It's not so heavy. It's just a preference. It's, something that I want to be fit and in shape, but it's no longer something that I need to be happy. And when I come from that space, I'm allowed to be happy now. And then I get into that frequency where I'm tuned into a good channel, the happiness channel, and I'm happy where I am right now. And guess what? It sends it right back to me. It reflects it to me, and I get a lot more of loving right now. And it's definitely taken some time to get to the place where it's not where I need to lose weight, because that's, where it's been for so long is, I want to feel good, so I need to lose this weight, and then I'm just in this cycle, and it's doing the inner work to be happy now and not needing anything right now. I think it's kind of one of the reasons why when we have an event or a beach trip or something like that, when it's 2 or 3 months out and you're like, okay, I'm gonna start getting in shape. I gotta get in shape. It's coming from a place of needing it now so that I can get a result, so I can enjoy myself at the beach. And I was thinking that, every single time I've done that, it wasn't until the last week or two that I actually started changing my diet. And I was like, why didn't I do this months ago? And I think it's the energy shift, because 2 months out, 3 months out, it's I need to do this so I can get this. And then once it's 1 or 2 weeks out, it's actually probably because I know that 20, 30 pound goal is probably not going to happen. And so it takes the pressure off. It releases all of that energy, and it's just kind of well, I'm going to do my best. We'll see where I land in 2 weeks or by the end of the week. And my diet, I can change my diet like that when it's the last week or two before going to the beach. But I'm going to the beach in a month. And so what? I'm actually doing it 2 months out. But it's not a place of, okay, I'm fighting it. It does come up. But I'm aware of the energy that comes along with it. And I am learning how to shift that. So it's not so much anymore of, I've got to get to this weight so that I can have fun at the beach. It's just being aware of my energy and learning how to be good right now more often than not. And I saw a reel about that too, where they talked about what's I forget, something about what helps people the most. Do you think it's having less negative thoughts or more positive thoughts? And what impacted people the most and had more success was having less negative thoughts, because it's a vibration, it's energy. It's like mixing colors. If you have a lot of, I don't know, I'm trying to think of the colors now, but more dominant, you guys know what I'm trying to say. The more the more negative you have in there, the lower the overall energy is going to be. So the more you can just have mostly positive energy and happiness in the right now, the higher your energy goes, the less you need the food. That's just time and time again, as I'm learning this more and more, I see it just confirm it for me that the more my energy's in that great right now place, the more I'm just like, I don't even need to eat. Like, oh, I've done a 60-hour fast now. 60 or 70 hour. The past 2.5 days I haven't eaten anything, and it's not even coming from a place of, in the past when I was like, okay, I'm gonna fast, I was coming from a place of, oh, I ate terrible, I have to not eat for the next few days just so that I can reverse what I did. I have to do it. I need this. And when I did it the other day, definitely what triggered it, like I knew I ate a good bit with the pizza and stuff, but I was aware of my energy and was like, no, this is not like, I don't want to have that energy of needing something. So I was like, you know what, it would be good for me to fast, more just like a preference, and choosing the pair of shoes is just very much lighter. And I was like, you know what, I think I am gonna fast today. That first day I was like, I may do 48 hours, I don't know, I'll see how I feel. And then the second day I was like, yeah, I need to, or I have to in order to get in shape. It's just like, yeah, I want to do, it was just a simple choice, not a must. And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do another day. Or yeah, first time was the first half of the day, and then I was like, yeah, I went through the first day of fasting, and then I was like, yeah, I do want to do another day. And I didn't even like hold myself to like, okay, make it to bed, Sherlina, make it to go to sleep. It wasn't like that. It was just like I'm going to see how it goes and see how I feel, and be okay either way. Even if I end up eating tomorrow, like, I was hungry and I ate, so I was thinking that, like, if I am hungry, I'll eat, no big deal. And but on the second day yesterday, it was like, this feels great. Like, I enjoy how it feels. It gives me energy. I'm not like, oh gosh, I can't wait to have this when I, break my fast. Just felt really good. And so I just kind of went with the flow, and that's how I was able to do the fasting. So it feels good to kind of, understand more about what actually gets me to change my diet, how I actually follow through with these things that I want. So anyways, sorry, I know this was a super long video, but I'm going through it and learning a lot, and wanted to share with you guys. If you have any questions, please comment down below. Thank you guys so much for your comments. I've been reading them. I haven't responded yet. I'm sorry. But like, even if you haven't commented, it just feels so good to feel your energy back. It's such a personal thing to like talk about this stuff, and to hear you guys, like, we're all in this together, to connect with you guys. I feel the energy. So thank you guys, and thanks for being here, and I will see you guys next time. Mwah, mwah.